Hi everyone, it's Megan from GoGPS, and today I'm going to show you how to run and read the Driver Safety Scorecard V2 report that we have now on our clients' databases. So this report here is the first one on the list. It has a nice little graph on it telling you what your score is for your fleet based off of rules that you have set up in your system. So to go in and review this from the dashboard, you're just going to click on the report and it's going to open it up into Excel on your bottom of the screen here. Okay, so now that we have it open up here, we do have the breakdown for the report. It's showing you for a week's worth of data. This report updates on your dashboard every Monday morning for the previous week's information, okay, for all of your fleet unless otherwise specified inside of the setup. So right now we currently are showing for GoGPS's fleet that there are a few vehicles that are in the medium risk, a few vehicles in the mild risk, one in the low, and then one in the high. So we're going to go ahead and review all this information. If you're seeing this video, you can actually locate it again on this YouTube link. We're also going to have a new support link in here so you know how to contact GoGPS if you have any further questions about this report and others. Okay, so those are also new features on reports that we're going to be having. And this is the risk breakdown tab. So if we want to actually take a look at the report to see the faults and readings that the vehicles are getting, we're going to go ahead and choose the report tab. And it's going to show you the date range. So again, it is for an entire week's worth of data. It tells you 7 full days, which is great. The total amount of distance traveled, mine's currently set up in kilometers just because I am based out of Canada. We do have miles for all of our American friends. We have the total amount of fleet occurrences, so how many violations, how many rules that were broken within that time range, okay? And then it gives us our average fleet score. So right now, GoGPS is sitting at about a 75. Not too bad, but we definitely could be better. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look and work from left to right, which is kind of what we're doing right now, and we're going to choose what our rules are. So we have set up in the system medium harsh braking acceleration, medium harsh acceleration, medium harsh braking, medium harsh cornering, seatbelt, a basic speeding, and then a speeding over 130 kilometers, or I think it's 80 miles. So those are what ours are currently set at. This specific report needs to have acceleration, braking, cornering, seatbelt, and then 2 speedings. It doesn't have to be medium. That's just how ours are called inside of our database. So it is based off of whatever you have set up inside of your system. And we will be putting this report onto your dashboard based off of your specific rules. Now, if you're watching this video and your devices are set to base mode, this report will not be on your dashboard just because you're not getting any kind of accelerometer readings or fuel data, any kind of engine information. So this report is not for you. If you would like something to monitor, say, speeding and idling, please contact us and we can put something together specifically for you. Okay, so this report is mainly for vehicles and devices that are on Pro Mode and Pro Plus. Okay. So based off of these rules that we have set up, we now have a percentage in correlation with it. So it starts off at 10% for your hard acceleration, braking, and cornering, gets a little bit more for seatbelts and basic speeding. Ours is, I think, 15 over the posted road speed. And then we get into the speeding over 130 kilometers or 80 miles per hour. So that's worth 30%. That's huge. And rightfully so, because speeding over those speeds is a big deal. So those are how the report is set up. It does have to calculate and equal up to 100%. Again, all of this will be set up for you. And then if you have questions, we can kind of go over it afterwards. Okay, so if I go a little bit more to the right, it then breaks down, classifications. So whether you're in low risk, that means you're at about a 95%. If you're in a medium risk, you're at about 75%. Okay, that was a mild risk. A medium risk is at 60%, and then a high risk is at 0. So the way that this kind of works is 0 to 59 would be high risk, 60 to 74 would be medium risk. Mild risk would be 75 to 89, and then low risk would be 85 and higher. Okay, low risk is ideally where we want to be. And once you go into the system and you take a look at these reports and maybe your fleet isn't quite there, that's okay. That's what this report is for, is to show you how your fleet is doing and where you can kind of work on and get better from that point. So this is really like a good starting point. This report can be used for multiple different things. You can use it as a reward system. So if your drivers are doing really good for, a few weeks, you can, reward them with like maybe a Tim Hortons or a Dunkin' Donuts gift card, or, it could be anything for you. We also have trend reports too in the system. So if you're interested in stuff like that over the past 6 months, 3 months, that kind of stuff, please let us know. We can work on getting those into your system for you. So back to this report here, we're going to slide over to the left, and then we're just going to go down a little bit and we're going to take a look at the vehicles. So we do see here that some of our vehicles are in that high risk here. We're seeing line number 16 here. He is at a high risk. So we're going to show you what that really looks like. So the vehicle's total score is 59. It is at a high risk. For harsh accelerations, medium hard accelerations, 100%, which is perfect. That's what we like. Okay, so for medium hard braking, 90%, 90.2, not too bad. Cornering, 100%, that's perfect. Seatbelts and speeding is really where this vehicle is having a lot of violations. Okay, so again, these are just the percentages. If we go over to the far right, this is where we're going to see all the violations. So again, keep in mind seatbelts and speeding for this specific vehicle. So we're seeing here, let's just keep going over, that there are 57 counts of seatbelt being unbuckled, okay, and that's while the vehicle's driving, and then there's 16 counts of speeding. So that's quite large. That's a lot, okay? Then if we go over here, we can see the percentage based off of how many kilometers or miles the vehicle's traveling. All of these numbers take into consideration. It's a total calculation for the report, okay? So it does give you a percentage on both of those as well. So for the speeding and for the seatbelt percentages and then the total score, it gives you the full breakdown in percentages. Okay. Let's take another one to look at here. We'll go down to this Audi here that we have in the States. Okay, it says the total amount of kilometers. I'm based out of Canada, so that's why it's set into kilometers. So the total score for the vehicle is 63.4. It's at a medium risk. Okay, so this one has a medium harsh braking, some issues with that there. And then over to the seat belts and definitely for speeding. Okay, and then if we come over to the far, we can see here that there's quite a few of them, right? There's 11 counts of medium harsh braking. There is 38 counts of seatbelt unbuckled and 20 for speeding. Now, I know you're probably noticing that there's a bit of a difference between, the first one we took a look at and the last. A lot of it does have to do with the total amount of kilometers or miles that the vehicle's traveled. So if they've traveled less distance but have more violations, then yes, they're going to be quite higher than, say, somebody that has 500 kilometers for last week and still has a higher amount violations. They could be at a lower scoring classification just because of the total amount of distance that they've traveled. So that does play a part into this report as well. Okay. So that is on the report tab here. We also have top and bottom performers. Again, back to what I was mentioning before, how you can use this report to, discipline as well as reward your team. That's really what we want to be able to do. We want to get to the point where we can reward the drivers for having good driving habits. Okay, so we're seeing here the top performers. Kevin's Jeep is sitting at 95. That's awesome. And then it kind of breaks down each vehicle as it goes through. And then same thing here with the bottom performers. Okay, so it gives a breakdown of all the vehicles that are at the very bottom of the fleet. Okay, these ones here, they're kind of jumbled up. Those are our testing units. They have a score of 0 because they've never actually been used. We do a lot of testing in the system. You're going to see a bit of different information on yours as from what we have on ours. Okay, so that is how the report is broken down. Again, this video is going to be on a YouTube link. So when you open up this report, you can click on the YouTube video. It'll take you to this video, and then it'll give you the breakdown of how this report works. If you're looking to manually run this report, please contact us through support, and we'll be able to walk you through that process as well. Okay, so that is it for the Driver Safety Scorecard version 2.0. If you have any questions about this report, any other reports, please contact service@gogps.com or call into our support desk at 1-866-964-6477. All right, everybody, have a great day.